This is video 1 of 1 in a series of 1. Welcome to our Thanksgiving pie special. My name is Kelsey Krulak. I'm a teacher with Edmonton Catholic Schools, and I have Danica with me today, and we will be making pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie.
Why sweet potato pie?
Because I'm actually allergic to to pumpkin. I'm allergic to pumpkin, so I wanted to have a pumpkin pie or a flavor of pumpkin pie, so I'll make sweet potato instead.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Give it a try.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start off by making our crust first, our pie dough. We have flour, butter, shortening, and salt. And the first thing we're going to combine in here is actually all of those ingredients. So do you want to dump that in there, Dan?
All of it?
All of the flour. So 4 cups of flour or 1,000 milliliters. We work in milliliters in foods in Alberta.
Because it's the best measurement.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
250 milliliters of butter. And let's get a spoon for that one. 250 milliliters of shortening. All right. And we're going, oh, did you get the salt?
No.
Yeah, we need that. We're going to put this in on our stand mixer for a few minutes until it's really crumbly and kind of resembles coarse sand with a few little pea-sized lumps in it. So let's go on over there. Get this going.
A few moments later.
There we go. All right.
So why make pie crust when you just buy it at the Safeway?
Most pie crusts that you buy, they're frozen for a while. Sometimes they have food preservatives in them. So I like to make my own. You see how simple it is. It's really not a lot of ingredients. If you like, you could change whether you have lard or whether you have butter. We used vegetable shortening and butter. But if someone didn't want to have dairy, they could switch that up and control that. So I just find there's nothing that beats the homemade crust. Then we're going to dump this actually onto our counter, and we're going to shape it into 3 discs. And then that needs to chill for 30 minutes. Yeah, go ahead. Let's put it right on there. We don't need any flour for this because we're actually not going to be shaping it on here right now. Okay, we just need to make it into 3 pieces. We're going to have to try and guess to make it even. What do you think? 1.
So besides pumpkin pie, what other popular pumpkin dish you can think of?
Pumpkin spice lattes. That's all the craze, isn't it?
That would be one. Can you think of anything else?
Pumpkin dishes or pumpkin spice dishes?
Pumpkin dishes. Anything pumpkin related.
Pumpkin. What else did you have pumpkin?
I don't think seeds count.
Pumpkin seeds count, I think. Yeah, that's popular in a lot of things.
So apparently the number 1 is pumpkin puree.
Just to eat pumpkin puree?
Apparently.
Maybe for baby food.
I don't know.
I would say.
And pumpkin scones.
Pumpkin scones. I've never made pumpkin scones either. Okay,
That's
so
according to the Google machine, so who knows?
Google knows best. We're going to wrap these up in saran wrap, and we are going to get our pre-chilled dough. So this needs a half an hour in the fridge. Going to grab some saran wrap, Danica, and we'll wrap it up. So it's really quite simple. It just takes a little bit more time, I would say, to make the crust.
Yeah, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, that one's done. And if you mix it right, it's not as long. You can use the food processor, or you can use the mixer like we did, which saves some time. Thank you. I'll go get our pre-chilled dough. We are going to flour our surface just a little bit so that we don't have a whole lot of sticking to our stainless steel counter. So just give it a dusting, Danica. Here, let's use some fingers. Just where you're going to have your dough mostly.
I think I need more.
You need more. I'm going to need more too. Yeah, mine stuck a lot yesterday, so don't be too shy. Now go for it.
Okay.
All right, this is the part that took me a while to master. So I would say if you don't get it on your first try, that's okay. It's probably taken me 20 tries. But with a few tips, maybe you'll get it right. So you're going to put your dough on top of your flour. Make sure there's some in the middle there. Yeah, and then I put a bit of flour on top of my dough too, just to make sure the rolling pin's not going to stick to that.
Oh my.
So did you know
They're
that
trying.
Thanksgiving is not a U.S. invention?
No?
No. It's a English navigator, Martin Forsberg, if I said that right now, held a celebration of Thanks in 1578, which is now Newfoundland. He survived the long journey. And basically, the first thing they had as a celebration was beef, salted beef, biscuit, and mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Ugh, I don't know if I'd like that.
So that was kind of the first Thanksgiving.
Would you eat mushy peas?
No, I
know
don't
about
even
that.
like peas.
Maybe it's just like mashed peas. All right. Do you have a little bit of flour on your dough?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to take some of that extra flour and you're going to dust your rolling pin. Okay, so we're going to start in the middle and you're just going to apply pressure and roll out your dough one direction and then the other, hoping to make a round. These are really long rolling pins.
Yeah, they're kind of big.
Oops.
That's okay. Try and make a circle. Now mine's already looking like a square. I don't know about yours, Danica.
So is that what the tricky part is, to make a circle?
Yeah, a little bit. So we're gonna keep rolling this out.
Why do you teach foods?
Why do I teach foods?
Yeah.
Oh, because I think that it's an important life skill, and actually there are so many cool careers to do with the food industry in general that I think a lot of people don't know about. But the main reason is mostly because I'm passionate about people eating whole food and things that they make. So, yeah, teaching kids how to go and cook for themselves and their families.
You think that's an important skill when it's high school? Like, should they just be learning math only?
Well, we use math in foods constantly. So
That's
today
true.
when we were measuring out the pumpkin and everything, right, we have to add things together. There's a lot of ratios. So I think you're applying a lot of those skills when you start cooking. There's a bit of science involved and chemistry as well.
That's true. It's a useful skill.
It is. It's nice to apply things and maybe not just be sitting in a desk all day too.
Yeah. And Danica, how do you find food so far?
It's okay. I don't know.
Is it tougher than you thought?
Well, sometimes with my teammates, but like,
Yeah.
no, me too. Like, I make mistakes also.
Yeah.
Part of the learning process.
Totally. How is yours coming along? Looks like you can go a little bit more, a little bit thinner. If you want to check with your pie pan, we want it to be about an inch bigger than our pie pans. Oh yeah, that's enough.
Good.
Yeah, that's lots. So here, leave your pie pan upside down,
Okay.
and we're gonna trim around the outside. Okay, try and make it about an inch or so around the outside.
So in 1879, Thanksgiving was officially an annual government-sanctioned holiday. But they did not know what day it would be. So sometime it might be in September, October, November, or even as far as December.
That explains why we have different times for Canada versus the United States, a little bit maybe.
Yeah, sometime it actually falls on the same day as the U.S. Thanksgiving.
So there's two ways you could do this. Either you could fold your dough into four, so fold it in half towards you and then in half again, so it's folded up, or you could roll it out on your rolling pan. I like the folding method, so we're gonna peel it back. Be careful, yours might have stuck a bit, mine did. And I'm gonna
really thin
fold it
dough.
in quarter.
Oh, mine feels so thin.
Yeah, it's because it's warming up. You're okay. Yeah, fold it in half and then fold it in half this way. Either way, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, pick it up and we're gonna just place it into our dough. Trying to put the center, this little corner right in the center here. And then I'm gonna unfold it. Yeah, and then unfold it in. So let's place your pie crust in there. Don't stretch it. That's what my mom always told me. If you stretch it, then it usually shrinks. You don't want it to shrink. So place it in. Now notice we have a lot of the edge.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll that under. I'm gonna fold it up and try and make a thick kind of edge. That's why I said it didn't matter if it was kind of uneven or patched together. Fold that under. There.
Good.
That's okay. I went
Is it like
under.
this?
You went over. That's okay. All right, are you ready for this? Is going to be the trickier part. We're going to make
Yeah.
a pattern on our pie that my mom taught me and my grandmother. Okay, so here's what you need to do. You're gonna take a knuckle here and your other finger and you're gonna pinch. I'm right-handed, so I like to use my right knuckle, and then you're gonna pinch around that. So it's gonna make kind of little triangles around the edge, okay?
Reminds me of a sun.
Yeah, it does kind of look like sun rays. Good, okay, so now we need to make our filling. I'm gonna grab a cloth so we can wipe this down, but maybe you wanna grab all the ingredients for us, and then we can start mixing up our pumpkin and our sweet potato. Okay, I have our pumpkin spices here, the classic spices that we add. Cinnamon, ginger,
What are
nutmeg,
those doing?
and cloves. I'm making more room because I feel like this tray is gonna take up too much space. There we go. What are you starting with, Danica?
Pumpkin.
Okay, I'm starting with my butter. And, whoa, that's separated.
Spoon.
I'm starting with butter and sugar for mine.
So if I look, like your sweet potato and the pumpkin looks almost the same.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
And actually, I kind of like the color of the sweet potato more.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be adding that yet. Yeah, me too. I really like the color of it. So I just had boiled some potatoes up and mashed them.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Mash them up. I use a food processor to puree them
Makes it
really
faster.
fine.
Well, let's add everything in. already.
You add everything all at once. I'm gonna mix my butter and my sugars first, and then I'm gonna
Oh.
add everything else.
Oh, it's so slow.
What ingredient is that?
It is the sweetened condensed milk.
The tastiest thing on earth.
Yeah, it's really good.
I didn't even try it before.
So you don't need as
Oh.
much sugar as me because I'm not using that. I'm using, butter, brown sugar, white sugar.
Oh, a little different.
Yeah, oops, I also forgot. I have vanilla in mine, but you don't.
So another Thanksgiving fact, seems like the government can't decide when to have the actual Thanksgiving. So after World War I, it was a big deal that the war ended. It was a good time to give thanks. So they decided to have Armistice Day and Thanksgiving Day celebrated in the week of November 11th. But later on, 1931, the Armistice Day became November's Day. And then January 31, 1957, Parliament declared Thanksgiving to be held every year on the second Monday of October.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah. And they thought it kind of makes sense because that's kind of when harvest time happens. So it's a good time to celebrate harvest, fall, Thanksgiving, get
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, no one wants to be outside. And then you have all these good ingredients after everything's harvested. A lot of pumpkin and squash and sweet potatoes available
Exactly.
at this time of year.
Around this time.
I want vanilla for mine. I'm gonna add. Yeah, I haven't added my sweet potato yet. I'm actually cheating too. I'm not gonna measure this with a measuring cup. I'm gonna pour my vanilla in.
You always have to follow everything by the recipe.
Certain things you should, but not everything needs to be exact. Like baking, usually you need to follow what it is, but because this is the filling, I feel like there's room to change it.
Yeah. It's more of the flavoring, I guess, you're changing.
Yeah. So that's why I'm doing things slightly different. Is yours mixed together already?
Yes.
What are
it
you
is.
missing?
Not
do you have?
missing.
Do you have the spices?
Oh, no. It just said. Oh, never mind. Oops.
So you're gonna add the classic flavor that's pumpkin spice. You're gonna add those things. So that's the salt. Yeah, you're good
I need to add it.
for that. Okay, I'm gonna add cinnamon first. Whoops, cinnamon. I need 5.
Oh, I need 1.25.
And this one's 2. I'm gonna add almost 2.
Should I add one of this and then a quarter of it for
Yeah,
1.25?
sure, that would work. I'm gonna use this 2 milliliter measuring. A half a milliliter is about a pinch instead. So if you wanna use that, I need ginger. Sometimes people premix their pumpkin spice so they have it on hand ready to go, or sometimes you can just buy premixed pumpkin spice, but they all have something a bit different. We didn't have allspice, so we're just using a little bit more cloves and ginger and nutmeg to make up for it. Like my fall Christmas spice, I think. Nutmeg is classic fall Christmas spice. So cloves, I'm gonna do a pinch. Yours looks so much brighter than mine. Must
That's
be-
interesting because your sweet potato was bright.
I think it's the brown sugar.
Oh,
You
okay.
used all those. Did you know that pumpkin pie is usually made with milk, like not from a can? It's usually made with cream and molasses. And then sweet potato pie is usually the one made with canned milk. It's kind of like the association that I found out this week. But you're using a really simple cheater recipe. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna dump mine right in my filling, but I wanna make sure I don't add too much.
The filling looks so good.
Yours is gonna be really sweet too, because you have that sweetened condensed milk.
Smells good already. Wow.
I can smell all those. So my sweet potato is a little bit lumpy though, so we'll see. We want to fill it full, but not overflowing. I think I have room for this to rise a bit, so I'm good. But it is pretty full. Yours is going to expand, I think, a bit more than mine. Okay, so they are both custard pies. Sometimes we pre-cook our shell beforehand. We didn't do that just because of time, and that's fine. It'll still cook. But what we are going to do to make our crust a little bit more golden is we're going to use this egg wash that I made. This one's just cream and egg white.
Should I add more?
Yep.
Okay.
Fill it up to the edges there.
I have enough.
Okay, I'm going to brush my crust. Trying not to get it in the sweet potato here.
So Ms. Krilik, what is your favorite dish to teach for the students?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, this is my first year teaching high school, so I don't have a favorite as much here. A student favorite that I always made in junior high was this something called a Claire cake. It was the first recipe that I started cooking with my junior high students, and it's just a no-bake cake that is so delicious. So that's one of my most fun labs and memories. Personally, I love bread and yeast. I love making bread products. So when we get around to making dough, in my other classes, my 10s and 11s, that'll probably be my favorite thing. Okay, my pie's ready to go in the oven. I'll let you brush yours up. So my oven's at 425 right now, really hot. I'm gonna turn it down in 15 minutes, and hopefully that makes our crust really, really crispy and dark, because I know these aluminum pie pans, sometimes they don't transfer heat like you would expect them to.
Pro tip.
Yeah, I like to use the glass pans at home.
It's almost done.
Almost done. Yeah, no worries. Is that all the filling you had?
Yeah.
That was a perfect amount. Yeah, yours will be able to expand.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you go first. Mine's really liquidy.
Okay, thank goodness.
Were you holding your breath like me? Okay, timer
I thought
set.
maybe you would like fall.
Yeah, mine looked really full, didn't it? And start.
1 hour later. 1 eternity later.
Ta-da! Our pie is probably done. It's been in the oven for about an hour, so let's go get them.
Okay.
So did you know that last year alone was about $500 million that is pumpkin-related products? And that's mostly thanks to the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte.
Holy,
$500 million.
$500 million.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of money. I know, they're making pumpkin spice everything these days.
I know. Kind of insane. So how's the pies?
Well, let's dig in and try them. I think mine looks way darker than I expected in the first place. All right, we're gonna try and cut them into,
It's interesting, the texture in
pieces.
yours versus Danica's pie.
yeah, I think hers is because of all that sweetened condensed milk. We wanna make 8 pieces, right?
8.
8 pieces. I'm gonna only cut through half of it right now though.
I don't trust myself to cut.
Okay, I pictured cutting mine in
Oh,
half.
it's so soft.
But only for a quarter of it. Okay, now if I made a quarter and then half of that, it's probably about here. If you want to mark your quarter out, that's fine. You can do that.
Just gonna turn it.
So last random pumpkin-related fact. So 2015, Starbucks reformulated the flavor to include actual pumpkin and remove artificial color. And the reason why is because basically people were upset that the pumpkin spice latte did not actually have pumpkin in it.
I know. Yeah.
Like
and
this?
that's when I realized I was allergic. Yeah, and cut it into half this way and then those into half, and you should have 8 pieces. I'm just taking one at a time. Looks like my crust got nice and crispy with that higher temperature hack, but now it is falling apart. Oh, it's falling apart. Still warm. It fell apart. Look at that. Yours is gonna
Whoa.
stay together, I think, better than mine.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, let's do this up with some whipped cream and make it look fancy. Maybe it'll repair the way mine looks at the end.
Wow, look at yours.
Okay, there we go. I filled in my gap. You want to add some to yours? So squeeze from this end. You'll need both hands. Squeeze from your upper hand, and then your right hand would be like the drawing hand, kind of like.
Like this?
Yeah, I usually put this hand right here so that you can squeeze. No, this one.
Well, are you
Just try it. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna do 2.
Okay,
There.
let's cut one for Mr. Which kind do you want to try, Alan?
I want to try both. So
Okay.
if you don't mind
Okay.
cutting a smaller piece.
Okay, okay, sounds good. Here you go.
There we go.
Let's try
your-
it together.
Your fork.
Okay, ready? Mine looks under.
I'll try. Danica comes first. How about that?
Oh,
You like
love
it?
it. I love
You love it? Have you had pumpkin pie before?
yeah.
Oh, good.
Good job, Danica. That actually tastes really good.
It's really good.
So what do you think of yours, Danica?
I think it tastes store-bought.
That's a good thing too.
Nice. Good job.
Oh, my whipped cream is just melted.
I mean, it's cool like sweet potato pie. It's actually pretty good too.
Does it taste like pumpkin pie?
Honestly, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't know.
Honestly, I wouldn't have known. I'm proud of you. It looks good.
So I give Danica a pie. For sure, yes. And Miss Kulik's pie, for sure, yes. So
Yes.
everybody wins.
Nice.
All right, so thanks for joining us, and thanks to Ms. Kulik and Danica for their time to bake this pie for us. It's a little bit different show than we ever did before, so if you like this, hit a like, subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions, just hit the comment below, and I'll try to pass it on to Ms. Kulik. We'll include the pie recipes for sure, but thanks a lot for helping us out.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.